Here we are. I am so excited. It is so good to see you all today. Hi. Here we are. Oh, hold on. There we go. I forgot to mute myself on YouTube, so then I get a video. All right. Here we go. Let me type in. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining me and the librarians. Okay. Oops, typo. There we go. Okay, here we go. Now that you got to watch all of my very awesome typing skills. Well, hello everyone. Thank you for joining. Feel welcome to press the like button so that people can see this is a well-liked live stream. If you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and click that you want to get alerts. That way you will find out anytime we're doing these live streams. It's so nice to see you all today. I am Bonita, and for those of you who don't know me already, I am in constant connection with the librarians of the Akashic Records my whole life, even when I was a little kid. And yes, that did freak me out a lot. But they've shared a lifetime of powerful wisdom and knowledge with me. And they give me a lot of great insights onto what's happening on Earth. So I'm not sure if I'm just like jaded or always like kind of ahead on the news, or maybe the news journalists are a little behind on the news. I don't know what, but a few years ago, I did a live stream, and everything that's happening now, I said so back then. Hi, Nazi, thank you for joining. So before we bring the librarians in, I've been talking with them today about what's happening here and now. It's a frightening time, you know, and I asked them, is this like the beginning of the end for human civilization? They have been teaching us for a while about between global climate change and they said revolutions all around the world. And they've been talking about that for a while. A few years ago, they even said that when COVID was coming on, I did a live stream and said that there's going to be protests in the street, revolutions, entire countries are going to rise to reclaim freedoms lost or to stand against oppression. And also that this COVID virus, and this was like a few years ago before it was really anything, I was like, it's going to keep coming again and again and again. And, you know, the global climate change, poverty, starvation, all of these things are going to keep escalating until humanity comes together to heal each other. It starts with us healing each other, healing humans, those who have, sharing with those who need. And as we're getting in the healing mentality to heal animals, heal plants, heal the soil, the earth, water, the air, you know, to bring all the elements back to where they need to be so that our planet can be in harmony with itself. And I know these are really easy words to say. You know, it's almost like sound bites are dropping out of my mouth because so many seers and prophets and holy people are saying the same thing right now. But it's true when you think about it. Like if you are riding your bicycle and then you start pedaling backwards, ride, pedal backwards, and you're hitting the brakes randomly, that is not going to be a good bike ride. It's, you know, the same concept. Our planet needs to be in harmony with all the systems working in cohesion, or it will not work. And when you think about it, if, like, we already have everything we need on our planet, we just need to share it equally with each other. And that's the thing. We don't want to share. You know, I worked hard for it, I want to keep it. Or how do I know this person's even worthy of it? Or they're so far away, I don't feel like I can do any good. Like we have all these reasons why we don't share. And some of them are even from, you know, the best of intention or feeling overwhelmed. So the librarians say, find ways to share. If you don't know how to heal the planet, translate the concept, if you're overwhelmed, to something that you might be a little more comfortable with. Like, you know, I'm on my post-COVID weight gain diet. So the idea of how much weight I have to lose, and I'm not telling you all what that overwhelmingly huge number is, but it does like stop me in the tracks. I'm like, forget it. I may as well just not even try. So instead, I start with small changes, tiny changes. And when things that I can, you know, become comfortable with, and then escalating, expanding. And then I see the effect. Little things like taking walks every day, cutting out on some of the food I know I shouldn't eat anyway, just little tiny things, it makes a change. If you feel overwhelmed, how can I heal the planet? Think about how can I heal my backyard? You know, when you're going for a walk in the woods, which is so nice, put on some disposable gloves, grab a plastic bag, and pick up trash along the way. Little things that help. You know, if you're driving and you see someone's trying to merge and everyone's cutting them off, be the person that lets them merge in, you know, so long as you're not going to get rear-ended by the hectic person behind you. Little things make changes in your psyche. And the changes in your psyche allow you to start connecting with, bonding with, recognizing how these changes have an effect, getting a comfort with it. Just like practicing your scales before you play piano, it warms you up to the concept of being a planetary healer. So I wanted to share with you the other side of this vision, because everything that's happening, I'm like, well, yeah, I already knew that. I already knew that Putin, you know, politicians all over the world, from Boris Johnson to like a lot of the US politicians, were in Putin's pocket. And if you're wondering who, just say everyone who spoke admiringly about Putin, they were in his pocket. They're on his payroll. There's no question. And he was in, you know, conversations with North Korea and China. Putin says, I'm going to take over the world. I'm going to be global dictator. And they're like, fine, we will support you with that effort. But when the invasion of Ukraine did not happen the way Putin thought it would, then China and North Korea are backing away. The librarians showed me all of this. When I read the newspapers, they show me like little things that were happening a year ago or 2 years ago. They're like, do you see how this connects to that? So by the time we get into it, I'm very aware of it. Of course, between then and now, I don't talk about it because I sound like a conspiracy theory nut job with a corkboard and pictures and yarn, and you know, that's not me. But the flip side of what they show me is, like any karmic lesson, the more we cling to the situation we're in and refuse to do what will get us healthy, the more we're stuck in it And it becomes worse and worse and worse until we die, either from cause or effect of being stuck in the lesson, or, because we're old and we die and we never completed the lesson and we got to do it next life. It doesn't matter. But when you decide to learn your lesson and you get out of that rut, and usually the thing you have to do to learn the lesson to get you out of the rut is the one thing you don't want to do. Like for me, I don't want to give up eating cake, but I want to lose weight. So I got to find a workaround. Either I'm like, okay, Bonita, for the next week, we're giving up cake. Or I'm like, well, for every cake calorie, I have an exercise calorie to counterbalance it, whatever, there are always workarounds. We just have to take that first step, do the terrifying leap of faith that we're going on a path that will take us to somewhere good. And so with the planetary healing, yes, we're caught in a global karmic cycle, but they also show me what happens when we get out of this cycle, how humanity does come together, how we do help each other, how the whole planet thrives. There's the two concepts of self to community. One concept is I worked hard, so I deserve what I have. I worked hard, I earned it. And what I feel comfortable giving up, I will share with others. But I expect them to work hard so they can earn theirs. I'm doing well, so I go into my community as a very well, wholesome person, and I offer what I can while maintaining my wellness. This is not a bad way to live life. It's not. It is a way of self-preservation. And many people who go off to do really great deeds, they have this attitude because they take care of themselves and they value their vision, their purpose, their interests above that of others. So they create things that often others benefit from. The other concept is when the community is doing well, then I'm doing well and we are all well together. This is the way I normally think. That, yes, I work hard to be wholesome for myself. And it's important not to give so much to your community that you become ill from it. And it's important not to give to your community without receiving back from your community. Symbiotic exchange of wholesome energy is a vital imperative. But if everyone is sharing what they can and receiving what they need, then you have a mandala, a network, a grid of wellness that is far more powerful than the other one of individual wellness, supporting when they feel like it. So the librarians have been encouraging us with lessons on how to become more like the global collective. They keep saying it's time for us to become a 3D physical collective of unique humans connected in a mandala of well-being. And when they show me the future Earth of what will come from this way of being, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. We are heading towards a stunningly beautiful, healthy, kind planet. Okay. They had shared some of their lessons with me, but the librarians would like to come in now, and they will speak directly to you. I can't see your questions while they're in because I'm not in my body and my eyes are closed. But if you have any questions during this time, feel welcome to type them in the comments. And when I come back, the librarians will still be around. We will answer any questions. Okay. While I am inviting the librarians in, please feel welcome to have a moment to meditate, to open up your crown chakra up to your soul or your guardian angel, or any of your guides or angels or spirits or mentors of the non-physical that you work with. Invite them to connect with your crown chakra and direct love, the frequency of love into you. And invite your whole system just to open up. Invite your root chakra to open up so all of this beautiful love can be flowing through you, giving you a great love shower. It can emanate from you or flow down through your root chakra to earth, where it will be greatly appreciated. So while you meditate on flowing with pure love, joy, anything that makes you happy, connecting with anyone who makes you happy, I will invite the librarians to come in. Hmm. Hmm. So much fleshy. Interesting. Greetings, greetings. We are pleased to join you on this fine event. We are the librarians of the Akashic Collective. We are researchers, we are observers, and we have a most analytic state of vision. So we wish to share with you a tiny conversation of how can you, whomever you are, with whatever state of self-esteem you have, connect with your beautiful planet. And this is what we tell you. You are a divine, eternal being in a interesting fleshy body for a short period of time. When you are done with this life, you return to your eternal state, which is watching over you. Indeed, you are less like an individual human as you are more a dream state of your soul. Yet you are a lucid dream, for your soul has no control over you. You are self-functioning, self-managing. As you know, when you dream, you have the ability to create any reality you wish. If a giant spider is coming to eat your head, you merely turn that spider into a rainbow cloud and let a breeze flow it away. You have these skills when your eyes are closed and you are dreaming. However, you also have these skills when your eyes are awake and you are living the dream life created by your soul, when you are you in your life. You have far more skills and abilities than you give yourself credit for. And just as when in your sleeping dream state, if said spider is coming at you, if you say, oh no, I can do nothing, yes, it will eat you or battle another spider, who knows? But when you say, no, this is my dream, and you are now a sweet teddy bear and we're on a picnic, then you are the authoritarian of your reality. It is not so different in your waking world. For you know, bullies will push over a gentle person unless a gentle person says, no, this is my life, you may not abuse me. We know that you each have more control in your life than you possibly may exert. If you do not care for your lifestyle, you must put the effort to change your lifestyle. But if you put said effort, your lifestyle can indeed change. Or if you enjoy your lifestyle, but you want something more, something different, this is all lovely. And as you know, it involves vision, your third eye, pineal gland, your vision. First, you must visualize that which you want. It requires acknowledgement, your throat chakra. Yes, I see it, I claim it. This is what I desire. It requires heart chakra. I desire this. This will fulfill me. And solar plexus chakra, action. To sit and wish is nice, but if you wish your wish to come to reality, you must put solar plexus action. And of course, your sacral, the dreaming, the details, the how can this be even better? And then your root chakra, claim it, stand firmly in it. But what makes all of this even more attainable is your crown chakra, to open up to your soul. Say, soul, I'm doing all this work for you. You help me. My angel, my friends, you help me. Let's make this happen. And then they whisper in your mind, try this, do that. They give you suggestions, directions, epiphanies, and they bring that which you need for your dream to come to fruition there before you on your path, opportunities. But yet always you take action with full faith in yourself. You do not just mindlessly say, oh, I received a message to do blank, I must do blank without knowing why. No, you involve your entire being. Every part of you has a place, including your grander being outside of your physical, your auric being, your soul being, your mandala being. The more of these beings you bring in, the more energy you have, the more good graces may come to you. So if you wish to become nonsense, you already are a world healer. If you wish to have more for this, incorporate all of your being inside and out, above and below, and learn to connect with the mandalas, the energy grids, for they are vitalizing resources. You think this is complicated. You may be scratching your head. These librarians don't know what they're talking about. Yet, how is it that every migratory animal from bird to butterfly to whales, finds their way back and forth, back and forth. It may take butterflies multiple generations to complete their migration, yet they do this. For they are working with their entire being, and they allow the energies, the ley lines, the mandalas, the frequencies, the calling of where they need to go to connect with their hearts and bring them along. Certainly, if a goose or a butterfly may exist in such a manner, we can as well, although perhaps they are far more clever than we give them credit for. For they quite naturally exist in a way that many humans find too difficult. The problem is humans have separated yourselves from the natural state of being. So we tell you, meditate with trees, sit as one with nature. Once you get over your boredom, for you do not have your didgeridoo thing, your phone or pad with you, once you become one, you realize your senses are receiving far more information than you could have fathomed possible. So we encourage this. If you wish to be a planetary healer, start by being one with your planet. The planet will speak to you of its needs. You will be surprised. They may be quite different from your presuppositions. The planet may ask you to open energetic portals or to call divine, sacred, holy people and ask them to bless locations. You would be surprised, and yet you will have so many coincidences that make all of this possible for you that you will know you are on your right path. Indeed, there is a cycle to nature. There are seasons within balance. There are predators and prey. The prey have many, many babies, so the predators may feast upon them, but not diminish them. And the prey learn that as the slower or the weaker of them are consumed by the predators, the quicker, more clever, more alert of them procreate and create children and generations that are not eaten so easily. And yet, when you see them in the world, they're very aware of everything. And they know when there are balances and harmony, or when there is a force coming at them that may cause them harm or distress. They're very, very alert, not just with their eyes and their ears, but with the energies, the frequencies, their emotions. So we tell you, choose any animal that you wish, any plant, any element, and just research, how does this exist in harmony? How does this continue? How does this grow and evolve? How is this one with the planet? This is a wonderful lesson for you to become a planetary healer. And of course, do good deeds in your daily life. This goes without saying. research of the most divine level is paramount for healing all that is around you in illness. We will depart and invite the conduit to speak for us. You may ask questions, we will respond. Blessings to you. We are pleased to have shared this time with you. And invite you to join us anytime in the Akash. Oh. Wow. Wow. I can't believe that was so short. It felt like an eternity to me. Oh, thank you all for joining. Shelley, can you tell us how people treat each other in this new earth? How do politicians behave? Okay, so they're laughing. They're laughing. There are no politicians, but there are representatives. And the representatives, when they go, okay, they're laughing so hard. That is a great question, Shelley. They said when the representatives go out of harmony with what is best for the planet and the wishes of the people, then they basically lose all their power because they're out of harmony with the energetic network that exists. That's really cool. That makes me feel much better about our future. So they're saying it's not that the people always want what's best. There's a reason why we ask people to represent us or to go forward for our well-being. But when they go forward out of harmony with the global mandalas, then, you know, they're saying it's like trying to dance a two-step when everyone else is doing a waltz. You just are not impactful. In Buddhist tradition, from Nazi, they say when meeting a tree, give it a name. That way the tree will have an identity and thrive as a being. That is beautiful. And you know, it's interesting how we people are really hold on to this concept of names. And that is a wonderful tradition. But when I talk with guides and spirits, sometimes like we get really nervous, like what name? What's my guardian angel's name? What's my guide's name? What's this name? What's that name? What's the name of this collective? What's the name of that spirit? The name is the word that has a frequency of where you connect. And sometimes when you work with a non-physical friend for a period of time, at a certain point, they'll say, now you may call me, and they'll give you a new name. Because it's not, before I was George, now I'm Jackson. It's your connection with them has become stronger and more connected, more powerful. So they're able to give you more of a stronger connection. The name is the stronger connection. And with this Buddhist tradition of when you meet a tree, give it a name, you know, what you're doing is you're forming that connection, that bond, that you recognize each other. You recognize you're each unique beings. you may also find, just as our names change sometimes, and sometimes that tree's name might change. In the woods where I like to go hiking every day, there's this one tree that I always look for. I named him Burl Ives because it's a big fat tree and it's got the biggest tree burl I've ever seen. It's just enormous. And I always honor this tree because it has lived a great life and has a lot of interesting stories and histories wrapped up in how big the tree is and how enormous the tree burl is. And, Burl Ives, of course, was a pretty amazing singer with a big belly, so, and a storyteller, and actor and writer, and et cetera, et cetera. All right, so librarians. Right. How do we get from where we are now, frightened and confused, to, oh, most of my trees have French names. I love that, Nazi. I love that. That's a beautiful connection. So how do we get from where we are now, where we feel like we're not healing our planet, to, well, this is a beautifully healed bit of planet behind me, to feeling like empowered planetary healers? It comes to belief in self, faith in self, belief and faith that if you are actively healing something, it is actively receiving your healing and being healed. Understanding that what is the actual healing may or may not be what you preconceive the healing will be, because everything has its karmic lessons, its paths, its energies, its frequencies. So we cannot dictate or micromanage what will be the concept of healing. That's a little beyond our pay grade, so to speak. So we practice healing, practice in small ways. Practice, when you're with people that you love, just putting your hand on them while flowing love to them and see how they respond, The most powerful energy healing I ever had in my life was actually from a young woman who was not an energy healer, but she would put her hands on someone's back and just flow with the healing frequency of love. That was it. She just invited love to flow into her and through her to whomever her hands were upon. It was amazing. That's a great, thing to try with your friends, your family. Test it out. I lost my light. I better charge it back up. So, a little ironic timing. I talk about sharing love and the light goes out. So practice things that make you feel like you are having a positive effect. Practice going out in nature and just being very quiet. If you are not familiar with Vipassana meditation, look it up. Try a little Vipassana, which is just like, or Taoist, being one with. Try this idea of putting all the thoughts and the to-do list and everything out of your mind for a short period of time when you are just being one. And also, it may take a while. What does it mean to be one? With Vipassana, you let go of all thoughts. There's not a single word in your mind. You are just focused on one thing. And that one thing might be your hand, in which case you might even sit with your eyes closed and be aware of your hand. Or it might be the tree that you're looking at, just being one with the tree, no words. Taoism, becoming one with the great nothing, meaning just let yourself become one tiny element of everything, either everything immediately around you or everything. This is a great way to start. The librarians really encourage this because we need to reconnect with our planet. We need to connect with understanding how it is that the monarch butterflies go from Canada to Mexico and back. You know, we need to understand how geese do what they do. We need to understand how, you know, spiders and coyotes do what they do, how the wind does what it does, how the moisture goes up to the clouds and back down to the rivers and the oceans. We need to understand this, if not logically in our brain, at least in our heart and in our being. So that is the librarian's challenge for everyone this week. Really, start becoming one with and see how it feels. This is not an exercise where you need to be like super divine to do. It's not something where you have to work on all of your issues and whatever. All of that is separate. That's a separate karmic path. Remember, when we're in life, we have two paths for our life. You have your path for self and you have your path for service. Your path for self are the things you're working on for your personal life lessons. And the path for service are the things that you are doing to help your environment, help your family, help your community, help the planet, help the spirits. It's one is what you're receiving, your path for self, so that you're like, wow, you know, if I look back 20 years ago, I don't even recognize that person. I can't wait to see who I'll be 20 years from now. And then the path for service is, you know, as the Tibetan monks say, when you meditate, you bring in the love and you send it out. To hoard the love will weaken you. To share the love will evolve you and help everyone else. So if you look in yourself and you see how flawed you are and frightened and insecure and terrified and hiding from, you know, yourself and repressing things, that's all path of self. And you do want to work on it, but you work on this at your pace for your growth. The path for service, you can be the most flawed person in the world and be terrific with service. So understand, keep the paths separate, and you'll find working on one path empowers you greatly for the other path. And yeah, they're happy. The librarians are happy. So thank you all for joining. If you would like to be more involved with the librarians, go to bonitawoods.org, sign up for our program. It's only $20 a month. The first Sunday of every month, the librarians meet with the members and chat with them directly, answer whatever questions people have. They're a real hoot. They love being directly interactive. They love that. They're those of you who are in the group know they can be super dynamic and absolutely adorable. Have a wonderful night, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. I hope that your days are blessed and your nights are filled with sweet sleep.